Hello, guys and gals, and this is part 15 of our reading of the Harvard Classics. Now, as always, we're going to go over what the Harvard Classics actually are. The Harvard Classics are The Apology, Phaedo, and Credo of Plato, translated by Benjamin Jowett. We did those already. The Golden Sayings of Epictetus, translated by Hastings Crossley. We're doing those now. And the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, translated by George Long. And we'll be doing those later. Edited by Charles W. Elliott, LLD, with introductions and notes by Grolier Enterprise Corporation. And the copyright information is here. Copyright 1980, 1937, and 1907 by Grolier Enterprises Corp., manufactured in the United States. And we were reading the Golden Sayings of Epictetus. We made it to 22, I believe. So let's go back. And let's continue. 22. We're going to go back and read 22 again, because I don't remember if we stopped with that one or not. So here. We're going to start at 21, actually. How did Socrates bear himself in this regard? How else than as became one who was fully assured that he was the kinsman of the gods? If God... and this is number 22. If God had made that part of him, if God had made that part of his own nature which he severed from himself and gave to us, liable to be hindered and or constrained either by himself or any other, he would have not been God, nor would he have been taken care of us as he ought. If you choose, you are free. If you choose, you need blame no man, accuse no man. All things will be at once according to your mind and according to the mind of God. Okay, now we are to number 23. Let me take the bookmark out so I can actually see all these. Okay. Petrifaction is of two sorts. There is petrifaction of the understanding. There is also the sense of shame. This happens when a man obstinately refuses to acknowledge plain truths and persists in maintaining what is self-contradictory. Most of us dread mortification of the body and would spare no pain to escape anything of that kind, but of mortification of the soul we are utterly heedless. With regard, indeed, to the soul, if a man is in such a state as to be incapable of following or understanding anything, I grant you, we do think him in a bad way. But mortification of the sense of shame and modesty, we go as far as to dub strength of mind. 24. If we were as intent upon our own business as the old fellows at Rome are upon what interests them, we too might perhaps accomplish something. I know a man older than I am, now superintendent of the corn market at Rome, and I remember when he passed through this place on his way back from exile, what an account he gave me of his former life, declaring that for the future, once home again, his only care should be to pass his remaining years in quiet and tranquility. For how few years have I left? He cried. That, I said, you will not do, but the moment the scent of Rome is in your nostrils, you will forget it all, and if you can but gain admission to court, you will be glad enough to elbow your way in and thank God for it. Epictetus, he replied, if you ever find me setting as much as 1 foot within the court, think what you will of me. Well, as it was, what did he do? Ere ever he entered the city, he was met with a dispatch from the emperor. He took it and forgot the whole of his resolutions. From that moment, he had been piling one thing upon another. I should like to be beside him to remind him of what he said when passing this way, and to add how much better a prophet I am than you. What then do I say? Man is not made for an active life? Far from it. But there is a good difference between other men's occupations and ours. A glance at theirs will make it clear to you. All day long they do nothing but calculate, contrive, consult how to wring their profit out of foodstuffs, farm plots, and the like. Whereas I entreat you to learn that the admission of the world is, and what place a being endowed with reason holds therein, to consider that you yourself and within your good and evil, that within yourself and wherein your good and evil consists. Number 25. A man asked me to write to Rome on his behalf, who, as most people thought, had met with misfortune for having been before wealthy and distinguished, but had afterwards lost all and was living here. So I wrote about him in a humble style. He, however, on reading the letter, returned it to me with the words, I ask for your help, not for your pity. No evil has happened unto me. Okay, next we have number 26. True instruction is this, to learn to wish that each thing should come to pass as it does. And how does it come to pass? As the disposer has disposed it. Now he has disposed that there should be summer and winter and plenty of dearth. I don't know if that's supposed to be death, but it looks like dearth. And vice and virtue and all such opportunities for the harmony of the whole. Please hold just a sec. Okay, I did a little research, and dearth is a scarcity or lack of something. Okay, that's fascinating. Okay, we're doing good power-wise. I'm just checking. Okay. Anyways. Plenty and scarcity. Okay. Number 27. Have this thought ever present with thee, when thou losest any outward thing, that thou gainest in its stead. And if this is the more precious, say not, I have suffered loss. Okay, now this is 28, I believe. Concerning the gods, there are who deny the very essence of the Godhead. Others say that it exists, but neither bestirs nor concerns itself, nor has forethought for anything. A third party attributes it to existence and forethought, but only for great and heavenly matters, not for anything that is on earth. A fourth party admits things on earth as well as in heaven, but only in general, and not with respect to each individual. A fifth, of whom were Ulysses and Socrates, are those that cry, I move not without thy knowledge. Okay. I believe this is 29 we're ready for. Concerning all these things, the good and true man submits his judgment to him that administers the universe, even as good citizens to the law of the state. And he that is being instructed should come thus minded. How may I in all things follow the gods, and how may I rest satisfied with the divine administration, and how may I become free? For he is free from whom all things come to pass according to his will, and whom none can hinder. When then is freedom madness? God forbid, for madness and freedom exist not together. But I wish all that I desire to come to pass, and in the manner that I desire. You are mad. You are beside yourself. Know you not that freedom is a glorious thing and of great worth? But that what I desired at random, I should wish at random to come to pass, so far from being noble, may be exceeding base. Number 30. You may know that it is no easy thing for a principle to become a man's own unless each day he maintains it and hears it maintained, as well as work it out in life. 31. You are impatient and hard to please. If alone, you call it solitude. If in the company of men, you dub them conspirators and thieves, and find fault with your very parents, children, brothers, and neighbors, whereas when by yourself you should have called it tranquility and freedom, and hear and deem yourself like unto the gods, and when in the company of the many you should not have called it a wearisome crowd and tumult, but as assembly and a tribunal, and thus accepted all with contentment. Number 32. What then is the chastisement for those who accept it not? To be, chastisement. That's cool. Okay. Here it is. To be as they are, if any discontented with being alone, let him be in solitude. If any discontented with his parents, let him be a bad son, and lament. If any discontent with his children, let him be a bad father. Throw him into prison. What prison? Where he is already, for he is there against his will. And wherever a man is against his will, that to him is a prison. Thus Socrates was not in prison, since he was there with his own consent. Okay. Next we have 33. Knowest thou what a speck for thou in comparison with the universe? That is, with respect to the body, since with respect to reason, thou art not inferior to the gods, nor less than they. For the greatness of reason is not measured by length or height, but by the resolve of the mind. Place then thy happiness in that wherein thou art equal to the gods. Number 34. Ask how a man might eat acceptably to the gods. Epictetus replied, if when he eats he can be just, cheerful, equable, temperate, and orderly, can he not thus eat acceptably to the gods? But when you call for warm water and your slave does not answer, or when he answers brings it lukewarm, or is not even found to be in the house at all, then not to be vexed, nor burst into anger, or not that acceptable to the gods? But how can one endure such people? Slave, will you not endure your own brother that has God to his forefather, even as a son sprung from the same stock and of the same high descent as yourself? And if you are stationed in a high position, are you therefore forthwith to set up for a tyrant? Remember who you are and whom you rule, and they are by nature your kinsmen, your brothers, the offspring of God. But I paid a price for them, not they for me. Do you see whither you are looking? Down to the earth, to the pit, to those despicable laws of the dead, but to the laws of the gods you do not look. Number 35. When we are invited to a banquet, we take what is set before us, and were one to call upon his host to set fish upon the table, or sweet things, he would be deemed absurd. Yet in a word, we ask the gods for what they do not give, and that although they have given us so many things. Number 36. Ask how a man might convince himself that every single act of his was under the eye of God. Epictetus answered, do you not hold that all things are bound together in one? I do. Well, and do you not hold that things on earth and things in heaven are continuous and in unison with each other? I do, was the reply. Else how would the trees so regularly, as though by God's command and his bidding, flower. At his bidding, send forth shoots, bear fruit, and ripen it. At his bidding, let it fall and shed their leaves, and folded up unto themselves, lie in quietness and rest. How else, as the moon waxes and wanes, as the sun approaches and recedes, can it be that such vicissitude and alternation is seen in earthly things? If then all things that grow, nay, our own bodies, are thus bound up with the whole, in not this still truer of our souls, as if our souls are bound up and in contact with God, as being very parts and fragments plucked from himself, shall we not feel every moment of theirs as though it were his own and belonging to his own nature? Number 37, it looks like. But you say, I cannot comprehend all this at once. Why, who told you that your powers were equal to God's? Yet God hath placed by the side of every man's own guardian spirit, whom is charged to watch over him, a guardian who sleeps not nor is deceived. For to what better or more watchful guardian could he have committed each of us? So, when you have shut the doors and made a darkness within, remember never to say that you are alone, for you are not alone, but God is within, and your guardian spirit. And what light do they need to behold what you do? To this God you should also have sworn allegiance. Even as soldiers unto Caesar, they, when their service is hired, swear to hold the life of Caesar dearer than all else. And will you not swear your oath that are deemed worthy of so many and great gifts? And will you not... Okay, wait. To the Stoics, the guardian spirit was each man's reason. Okay, I see. And will you not... why not what? Keep your oath when you have sworn it. And what oath will you swear? Never to disobey, never to arraign or murmur at aught that comes at you from his hand, never unwillingly to do or suffer aught the necessity lays upon you. Is this oath like theirs? They swear to hold no other dearer than Caesar. You to hold our true selves dearer than all else beside. This is 38, looks like. How shall my brother cease to be wroth with me? Bring him to me, and I will tell him. Bring to thee, I have nothing to say about his anger. Number 39. When one took counsel of Epictetus, saying, What I seek is this, how even though my brother is not reconciled to me, I may still remain as nature would have me to be, he replied. All great things are slow of growth. Nay, this is true even of grapes or of a fig. If then you say to me now, I desire a fig, I shall answer, it needs time. Wait till it first flowers, then cast its blossom, then ripen. Whereas then the fruit of the fig tree reaches not maturity suddenly, nor yet in a single hour. Do you nevertheless desire so quickly and easily to reap the fruit of the mind of man? Nay, expect it not, even though I bade you. Number 30. Yeah, that's 39. So this is 40 right here. I'm beginning to not know what these Roman numerals are. 40. I'm struggling with this name. Epaphroditus, a freedman of Nero and at one time owner of Epictetus. Okay. So this Epaphroditus had a shoemaker whom he sold as being good for nothing. This fellow, by some accident, was afterwards purchased by one of Caesar's men and became shoemaker to Caesar. You should have seen what respect Epaphroditus paid him then. How does the good Felician? Kindly let me know. And if any of us inquired, what is Epaphroditus doing? The answer was, he is consulting about so and so with Philocian. Had he not sold him as a good for nothing, who had in a trice converted him into a wise acre. This is what comes of holding of importance anything but the thing that depended on the will. Number 41. What you shun, enduring yourself, attempt not to impose on others, you shun slavery. Beware of enslaving others. If you can endure to do that, one would think you have been once upon a time a slave yourself. For vice has nothing in common with virtue, nor freedom with slavery. Okay. Number 42. Has a man been raised to the tribuneship? Tribuneship. Everyone that he meets congratulates him. One kisses him on the eyes, another on the neck, while the slave kisses his hands. He goes home to find torches burning. He ascends to the capital to sacrifice. Whoever sacrificed for having had Whoever sacrificed for having had right desires, for having conceived such inclinations as nature, would have him. In truth, we thank the gods for that within we place our happiness. Okay. 43. A man was talking to me today about the priesthood of Augustus. I said to him, "Let the thing go, my good sir. You will spend a good deal to no purpose." "Well, but my name will be inserted in all documents and contracts." "Will you be standing there to tell those that read them that is my name written there? And even though you could now be there in every case, and what will you do when you are dead? At all events, my name will remain. Inscribe it on a stone, and it will remain just as well. And think, beyond Nicopolis, what memory of you will there be? But I shall have a golden wreath to wear. If you must have a wreath, get a wreath of roses and put it on. You will look more elegant. Number 44. Above all, remember that the door stands open. Be not more fearful than children, but as they, when they weary of a game, cry, "I will play no more." Even so, when thou art in the like case, cry, "I will play no more," and depart. But if thou sayest, make no lamentation. Number 45. We're getting there. Is there smoke in the room? If it be slight, I remain. If grievous, I quit it. For you must remember this and hold it fast, that the door stands open. You shall not dwell at Nicopolis. Well and good. Nor at Athens. Then I will not dwell at Athens either, nor in Rome, nor at Rome either. You shall dwell in Gyera. Let me see what that says. An island in the Aegean used as a place of banishment. So that's what Gyera is. Well, but to dwell in Gyera seems to me like a grievous smoke. I depart to a place where none can forbid me to dwell. That habitation is open unto all. As for the last garment of all, that is that poor body, beyond that, none can do aught to me. This is why Demetrius a well-known Cynic philosopher, Demetrius, I used to have a character named Demetrius, said to Nero, "You threaten me with death. It is nature who threatens you." I have time for one more. Number 46. The beginning of philosophy is to know the condition of one's own mind. If a man recognizes that this is in a weakly state, he will not then want to apply it to questions of the greatest moment. As it is, men who are not fit to swallow even a morsel buy whole treatises and try to devour them. Accordingly, they neither vomit them up again or suffer from indigestion, whence comes grippings, fluctuations, and fevers, whereas they should have stopped to consider their capacity. Very, very true. That was number 46, I believe. We'll be starting from 47 next time. Okay, let me just write this down real quick. Okay. And that's going to do it for the Harvard Classics, at least for this reading. We've been reading from the Golden Sayings of Epictetus. So, if you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell so you know when I upload. Also, if you want to support me in any way, or if you want to join the Discord server, all the information will be in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.